good to have you back over here. Welcome to NSSF Friends with Benefits, Episode 6, Season 3. My name is Gaetano.
My name is Crystal. And in case you're wondering, Friends with Benefits is a show about successful stories from 16 contestants who invested their NSSF benefits wisely and ensured their money kept growing.
That's correct. Now, last week, we met Mr. Owako Martin, who, when he received his withdrawal benefits, decided not to put all of his eggs into one basket. He wanted to diversify from turkeys.
That sounds like chicken.
Those are turkeys. To, for example, supermarkets, guest houses as well, and car hire. We also met another gentleman, and that was Dr. Jotham Musinguzi. When he received his age retirement benefit, he went into the apple business. But he didn't stop there. There was value addition as well. For example, apple crisps, wine, and juice.
And his apple crisps are lovely. Healthy snack right there. Now remember, the winner from Episode 5 will be announced at the end of this episode, and they will be one step closer to the grand prize of 30 million shillings, or 15 million shillings for the first runner-up, or 10 million shillings for the second runner-up.
Everybody is a winner. Speaking of winners, we now have to find out how they are going to get through our judges. Let's go over to them and meet them for the first time this evening. First up, we do have Barbara Arimi, of course, Head of Marketing and Communications, NSSF.
And of course, we have award-winning journalist and communications specialist, Simon Kasiate.
And next to him, we have the lovely Mabel Chigundu, who is a human resource specialist. Good evening.
So it's nice to see you all. Shall we get started?
Absolutely, let's do that. And to find out who the contestants are, for example, our 11th contestants, it's over to you, David.
Boiled egg, fried egg, Spanish omelets. Sounds familiar? How many times have you had to make that choice? How many times have you enjoyed a delicious Rolex?
Well, when it comes to eggs, this is where it all begins. Today we are in Kono Town, and we are here to visit Fred Kagenyi, a prominent poultry farmer who used his benefits and turned his side business into a multi-million enterprise. Before I get a taste of my Rolex, let's listen as Fred tells us his full NSSF Friends with Benefits story.
I got my withdrawal benefit in 2017. It was after leaving my job at Nairobi Breweries. When I got the money, I started constructing. Then I purchased 6,000 birds at once. Then he improved on my poultry because I had some birds before. Each day, right now, I get 90 trays a day. And those 90 trays, I sell them locally here. And if the production is high or the demand is low, I end up taking them to Chisenyi. Then in the village, I purchased that land where I'm planting maize. Because each day, I need 600 kilograms of feeds. Then I also thought of having a mill at my own premise. That is saving on the cost of milling the feeds. And I mill at any time I want. By the time I started, I had 800 birds. But right now, I'm on 7,000 birds. To succeed in poultry business, you have to be in touch with the business. You have to know I have to get the results of the business on a daily basis. Because one day like this, it can cost you like 20 trays a day. I also planted eucalyptus tree. The community, the way they benefit is that when I'm planting, I get casual laborers And each boy I use, I give him 10,000. If I'm to win this money, my plan, there is my dream I haven't fulfilled. That is the maize mill, which I had started on. Had I not gotten that NSSF, I would have sold one of my property or two to get the capital and start off or improve on the business. The business wouldn't be as big or promising as it is.
That was one big Rolex, my friend David. You have the best job. Another man who's doing quite an amazing job. Please put your hands together for our next guest and contestant, Mr. Fred Kagenyi. Mr. Fred Kagenyi, how are you today?
I'm fair, okay?
I like how you take your time. You just got swag, eh? How are you, sir?
Fine.
Please grab a seat.
Thank you.
All right, we've got some wonderful judges over here, and I must commend you on a wonderful job there. 7,000 chickens is not very, a small number of poultry. That's quite a lot, so good job done.
Factory to meat is small.
It's small, eh? All right. Let's see what our judges are going to say today. We're going to start off today with, who raised your hand who wants to be the first one? Over to our first job, Mr. Simon.
Fred, that's an incredible project that you're involved in. And I like to joke to my friends that eggs, indeed, like yours, are really egglicious. Now, yes, we see you have workers. Yes, we see that you have an outreach program that presents you feed. But it looks like everything is in-house. You have your own land that produces your own feed. You have your own maize meal. You have your own self there full-time. How else do others get to benefit from this so that you are a friend indeed with the benefits?
Sometimes it looks like it is an in-house, but it is helping so many people. There are people selling the eggs. There are people making the Rolex. There are people who get the manure and do the horticultural farming. There are people whom I employ on the farm to weed and also to harvest. So the few you have seen, those are they are like the one you are saying, they are the indoor, because they are directly performing whatever people. To my view, I feel like I'm employing very many people who are indirectly employed because of my project.
Fred, you have an incredible project there. I saw that you have a maize meal. Is this maize meal purely for making food for your poultry project, or do you use it for the community or to make maize flour?
Thank you very much. That question, in fact, what you saw is not like, okay, it is a meal, but not a maize meal. In my plan, after getting the NSSF money, was to have a maize meal, a chicken feed meal, then the poultry, expanding my poultry farm, because I constructed more houses for the birds. That one you saw is purely a feeds meal for the chicken. The maize meal, as I was still investing, I bought only the machinery. Now I'm looking forward to get land where I can put that maize meal. It is not yet in operation.
Right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, looking at your business, I think it's really very impressive. And I'm wondering, what are your future plans 5-10 years from now?
My future plan is to have a big maize meal plant, which will, be feeding my poultry with maize bland. At the same time, I use it on maize. That is, having to be a businessman in produce, again, milling and poultry. That is my cycle. In fact, I can mention a it is like, it could be even an advice to the young generation. You do something, you feel like you like it.
When I mentioned that you had 7,000 chickens or chicklets, you said no. Now, from the time this was shown, it's gone up by another 1,000, about 8,500. And you know, in agriculture, for example, in farming with cows, the farmer will know the names of his cows. Do you know, or do you have names for all your chickens, for example, like Andrew, Simon, or Crystal?
I have names for rooms.
Ah.
Yes.
Hey, Crystal's room, Andrew's room, and Simon's room.
In fact, it is numbered.
Numbered?
No, numbered.
Okay.
But I know,
guy two, guy
number
third.
one today has performed like this. It has dropped,
Yes.
or it has improved,
Yes.
or it needs offlaying.
Like, for example, I'm sure Simon's room has really just been useless. Eh? Thank you so much indeed. All the best of luck to you, and thank you to our judges. Hopefully, we'll see you in the next round, but it's up to our viewers. Now, if you would like to see Fred go to the next round of 8, all you have to do is vote. Let me tell you how you do that. Very simple indeed. Dial *254# and then follow the instructions to vote for Fred. In lieu of that, you can actually go to their website, which is www.nssfug.org/FWB. Very simple indeed. When we come back, we'll get to our second guest. You are watching, you know what you're watching, Friends with...
Mr. Kagenyi Fred is back with us after that interview. Was it a grilling one or as you expected?
I think I've done what I feel, and that's what I expected. Yeah.
So you think it went well?
The viewers know, but me, I think I've done the best for myself.
Now, time for us to manage expectations. Where do you think you're going to? Are you making it to the next round, finals? You think you're taking the money home, according to that first interview?
I think, according to what I've seen, maybe I'm moving to the next
The next round. Okay, Mr. Kagenyi, all the best, and we'll meet next round. Okay, sir.
Fall in love with the new NSSF Go app today. Download the app from your mobile app store and do much more than view your current NSSF balance. You can now set your savings goals and work towards achieving your retirement benefits. Make voluntary payments and update your details directly from the app. We understand why you're falling in love with it, so go ahead and share this experience.
NSSF, a better life.
Welcome back to NSSF Friends with Benefits. Now, do not forget, at the end of this show, we will reveal the winner from the last episode. It's now time to meet our 12th contestant and see what he did with his benefits.
Merry Christmas. No. Happy Eid. No. Well, you'll forgive me, but every single time I see this many goats, I am thinking of some sort of celebration. Today we are in Ntuma village in Mubende district, and we're here to meet Mr. Seruka David, who got his benefits and decided to venture into the world of livestock rearing. Mr. Seruka, I am taking that goat. How much?
150?
150. 75,000.
No way. No way.
One thing for sure is I am coming home with a goat. But as I go on with these negotiations, let's find out what else David invested his benefits in. As also, we listen to his full NSSF Friends with Benefits story. So finally, this is my goat. Come here, my friend. I'm taking you home. Yeah.
I was working with the KCCA. At the age of 55, I accessed my NSSF age benefits to the tune of 420 million. Ever since we got the NSSF benefit, Several things have happened. I had a loan with the bank. I thought part of the money could help to clear that. It was about 50, 60 million. And then the remaining money we thought would do some rentals. So we saw in the papers, there was a gentleman called Mufadal who was making that advert. Actually, they were Jupiter apartments. They were called Jupiter apartments. So when we talked to him, he gave us the information, says we can do part payment, and then as he builds, we could own. So we booked on what they call Block C. There was Block A, B, C, and D. They were built and we possessed them in 2017. So we are now able to rent them out. The smaller one at 500,000, the 1 bedroom and the 2 bedroom at 700,000. The other thing that we thought about, we have a farm, a 100-acre farm, which was still not doing very well. We thought we'd inject in some money and improve it. Particularly, we constructed a structure for the goats. So as we speak, we have over 100 goats, and for the cows, they're not many, they're about 11, but we are moving from the local breed of cows to the heifers, to a higher breed. We hire several people. Actually, we have at the moment 3 people who are helping to open up land. Builders, also get some bit of work, so at least that is the side of the farm. If I win the prize money, actually I prefer to say when I win the prize money, I want to increase on the herd. And then we have a pond, we have where we collect water, but it's not very clean water. So we want to sink a borehole or dig a well where we can actually pump clean water. So what I would advise our youth today is to start small, not despise the small beginnings, gaining more and being faithful in the little you have.
I have to be honest, I was a little apprehensive seeing that poor little goat being carried away by David. But now I think we should welcome the person who actually knows how to handle those goats. Our 12th contestant, David Seruka. That is a very dignified wave that you have. Welcome, please have a seat. How are you?
I am okay.
Feeling very positive. You said,
Quite
when I
right.
win.
Yes.
Okay, let's see about that. I'm going to hand you over now to the judges who have some questions for you. And today I think we will start with you, Barbara.
That's okay. Thank you, Crystal. Congratulations. That's a very impressive farm sitting on 100 acres. I would like to know, what are your future plans?
My future plans, partly like you've had, one, we want to increase on the herd. Now, the cows, actually the goats, we have the advantage that every 6 months they keep multiplying, but we particularly also want to focus on the heifers because, like you heard, we want to move away from the local into the hybrid. These ones that you saw are about 75%, and they give good yield in terms of milk. We are looking at a market for milk. So when we get more of them, and they are currently giving us between about 4 to 6 liters. So, but they tell us that as you continue to look after them well, as you continue to do a lot more in terms of feeds, they are going to yield better. They are going to give you better yields of milk. So just to answer you in brief, we are looking at increasing the herd. The heifers, we want to see as many as can fit on that 100 acres, and the goats as well.
Your rental business, how big is it and how is it doing?
The rental business, from the money that we got from NSSF, we're able to get the condominium, Nigeria, 2 flats. Yeah, so it's doing fine, but again, like every other business, once in a while you find a tenant has moved out and you don't immediately get a replacement. So you find that you may have a month or so without a... As we speak of those units, 6 of them, one at the moment doesn't have a person. So those kind of things do happen. But generally, what we've learned is these big ones, we have some of these like, bungalow kind of house. You realize that those ones no longer go too fast. It's these other little ones, 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, because the generation today are the young people coming out of university, wanting a quick, we have some of those as well somewhere else, not under NSSF. Those ones, literally, they are every time full. Because as someone moves out, someone calls you, I see someone moving out, can I have the house? There's that. So it's mainly, the market is more to do with those smaller 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom for the younger generation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
David, you are here in a competition where you are garnering to win a prize because you have the most eye-catchy project on the market as a result of your NSF earnings. Just convince me that a mundane real estate investment should earn you our prize money. How different is it from every other person that has invested in real estate, more so from the NSF finance?
Yeah, Simon, our focus when the money does come is actually the farm. So the real estate, for now, we've done what we've done and it's there. But what we know very much, is that every year so many of these young people come out of whether university or wherever. They will always need, and they want to be independent and quite fast at that. So we're seeing real estate, for at least, always finding demand. What may, go low is probably the competition. When the competition is high, you may, instead of your house of whether 500, you may want to lower it to 400. But the issue of, housing is real, and we'll keep with it as long as our population is growing the way it is.
I just want to know, what kind of advice would you give someone who is about to get their NSSF money?
What I would advise is really take time before you actually start spending. Do feasibilities, whether study or looking into, so people who've had projects, follow them up. Take time. And I can't say 1 month or 2 months. Depending on what you want to do, take time and actually look through and see what will be the best for you to, to do with the kind of money, depending again on the amount of money.
All right. Thank you, judges, for all your questions. And David, thank you for your advice at the end. Take your time. I think we can all take away from that. Mm-hmm. Before you spend money, make big decisions, take your time and get advice. Yes? Okay. So if you would like to vote for David, all you have to do is dial *254# and follow the instructions. You can also visit the website, that's www.nssfug.org/FWB, and vote for David Seruka. Thank you so much. Stay right here. We'll be right back after the break. It's NSSF Friends with...
How did the interview go?
The interview was okay. The thing is, I was telling them exactly what's happening on the farm and also with our rentals. So it's like responding to what you are involved in. So it's nothing like, you're trying to look around for what to say, because that's exactly what is going on.
So you think you're going through to the next round?
I should say for sure, for certain, I'll move to the next level.
Mr. Seruka is very positive and certain that he's going to be moving on to the next round. Mr. Seruka, all the best, and we hope to see you in the next round.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to NSSF Friends with Benefits Season 3. We'll be saying goodbye in a short while, but before we do that, we will be announcing the winner of last week's episode.
Now, on the show today, we heard from Fred Kagenyi, who received his withdrawal benefits and used it to invest in maize, eucalyptus trees, and expand his poultry project to almost 9,000 birds.
Those are many birds.
Now, we also heard from David Seruka, who received his age benefits and used it to invest in real estate and goat rearing. Now, the contestant moving forward at the end of the next episode will make it to the final 8, and the votes will be verified and audited by PwC.
Right, and talking about verification, of course, we've had people verifying questions to our contestants today. We'd like to say thank you very much to all of our judges, Barbara, Simon, and Mabel. Please give them a round of applause. And of course, this show would not be possible without the audience that we have here tonight. You guys have been amazing. Thank you very much. And for you, the viewer at home, give yourself a round of applause. In a very short while, we're going to be finding out who that winner is. And let's remind you, to engage with us here on the show, all you have to do is use the hashtag on your screen.
Special thanks to Afros and Mo for hair and makeup. And remember, if you have not yet downloaded the NSSF Go app, what are you waiting for? There are 100 reasons to fall in love with it. In fact, I'll give you one right now. You can actually track your retirement projections.
Nicely done. It is now time for us to find out who the winner is from last week.
Are you ready? Yes. Okay.
Dim the lights. Give us some red for tension. Hey, you see how they follow my orders? You guy.
Where's the envelope?
It's in my pocket, my dear. My pocket.
Hurry up, we're waiting.
All right. The winner from last week's episode going to the final 8 is...
Owako Martin.
Congratulations, Owako. We shall see you in the final 8, and that step closer to winning yourself 30 million shillings.
So make sure you tune in next week for the next episode of NSSF Friends with Benefits. The voting lines are now open.
You've been watching Friends with Benefits.